a lot of times I go through the comments of my interviews and, you know, videos on my site and stuff like that. And I like to be close to my viewers in terms of what it is that they're checking for and what their opinion is and stuff like that. Sometimes I'll actually respond to the comments. Other times I'll just read through them and just make mental notes. So when I was going through the comments in our interview, I kept seeing people say, hey, you should put up this kid Bandz from GMEBE.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, let me go check it out. So I went and you know, looked at him, and there was a song called Demons that I found.
With Benji Glow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who Benji is?
Yeah, I definitely know who Benji is. He had a song he did with Keith on, I think it was on Sorry for the Wait, was super dope.
Okay. Do you know who Bandz was?
No, I didn't know who he was until, I think till you did the interview.
Okay. So, have you heard of GMEBE?
Nope.
Okay. So we went and found this, I went and found this video for Demons. It had already been out for a little while, but, and I think it had a fair amount of views. I think it maybe had 100 or 200,000 views or something like that.
Yeah.
But it didn't hit the radar of Vlad TV. So I said, okay, let me take this music video, and in the interview, he's waving around a gun. So let me screen capture that.
Yeah.
And let me give it a title that I think people will fuck with.
Right.
And in the title was The Next Slim Jesus, ? You know, GMEBE Bandz.
Yeah.
Demons. The video ended up getting like 300,000 views. Pretty. You know, I think that on our platform it actually got more than his original video.
Yeah, probably.
You know, because you know, Live TV is a fairly large platform. So that in turn, you know, once I saw how well the video reacted, I went and scheduled an interview with him. But before I did, he DM'd me and he said, I ain't no fucking Slim Jesus.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And this is not me snitching on him, because he essentially said the same fucking thing
In the interview.
in the interview and stuff like that. We posted up your music video,
right,
on Vlad TV, right? And you know, I purposely titled it what I titled it because I wanted it to get a lot of attention. You know, I said, you know, the next Slim Jesus ? And I had a picture of you with the gun out and so forth, because I knew that people was gonna react to it. And look what happened.
Boy, I ain't no next nothing. I've been out before him. Honestly. Months, years before him. In all honesty, I ain't blow up because my shit look real and authentic. Not no foolery. Motherfuckers using CO2 guns and shit, boy. Nah, man. Nah. Nah. Bro, it ain't like that. Hell no.
Guns and shit, boy. Nah, man. Nah. No. It ain't like that. Hell no.
So you're watching that for the first time. What do you think?
I think he's feeling the same aggression that a lot of people are feeling, like the whole, where he said, you know, I've been out for months and years before him. Yeah, a lot of people have been out a lot longer than me and not blown up, you know, nearly as quickly or whatever. So a lot of people have that, you know, that built up that feeling about it, and that's okay. There's no beef there or whatever. I don't really care.
I don't think it was meant. I mean, it's not like this dude was out dissing you.
Yeah, he didn't come crazy.
I put him in that position.
Yeah, he didn't come crazy.
I'm the one personally. I can't even blame it on my staff. Like, I'm the one that personally took this kid and compared him to you.
Yeah. And I understand what he's saying. Like, he doesn't want to be compared to me or whatever because he doesn't feel like, you know, he does something different and he's actually out here doing whatever, if that's how you feel. Whatever. I accept that. Like, I understand that.
Well, when I interviewed you, I had no idea what was going to happen. And what's actually interesting is that I talk to certain people and they say like, nah, I knew that he wasn't, you know, the Slim wasn't about that shit, blah, blah, it was obvious. But like I don't know if you saw it or not, but Mitchie Slick made a comment about you. He's like a long time gang-affiliated rapper who, you know, if you look at all his album covers and everything else like that, he puts that front and center. Mitchie Slick went on Twitter and said, "I thought Slim Jesus was active for real. You know, just watch the interview with DJ Vlad. You know, rap has really changed. So have the rap sites." So he watched Drill Time, and he thought that you really was active.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Like, a lot of people have said, like, yo, just from the way that video looked, like, before the DJ Vlad thing, I was sold.
Yeah. And we're not talking about an outsider. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm essentially an outsider in terms of gang life.
Yeah.
Yes, I've interviewed guys and, you know, I have friends. I've never been in a gang.
Yeah, right.
At all. And I never really grew up around gangs. So my point of view when seeing Drill Time was very different than Mitchie Slick's point of view when seeing Drill Time. But both of us kind of bought into it. You know, and it wasn't until the interview that Mitchie Slick even said, yo, like, this is fucking me up right now. Like, I really thought that this was, you know, because when I interviewed Bandz, once again, I walked into it not knowing what it was about. I wasn't really familiar with who he was or what his group was about. But I remember there was a comment that Bandz made on my Instagram post that was like something on Stones, which is referring to the P Stones.
Yeah.
And in the interview, he talked about how he's affiliated with the Stones.
I'm Titanic. On Stone. I'm Titanic. Stone for Saturday night. So short. This BPSN.
Like that's what we was talking about. Like Global Money, GME and EBE. We just put it together. Like really Global Money. We Black P Stones, but we clicked up with EBE.
This is something that he actually came on camera and said, you know, and then later on he pulled out the gun and stuff like that. Yeah. So you got someone who's a white kid who's doing drill music that actually is with this type of shit.
Yeah.
He had posted up a day ago, he posted up this on Instagram.
Hey man, shout out Slim Jesus for all the support and money too, bro. Get right to it. What you talking about? Get right. Thank you, Slim. Thanks, Slim. Appreciate all the support, Slim. Good looks, bro.
So he put, thank you, Slim, for all the support. You know, a bunch of laughing emojis, and it said hashtag fuck Slim Jesus.
Really? Damn. All right.
Then it said @SlimGod, which I guess is that your?
It's a fake Instagram. Yeah. It's a commonly used fake Instagram.
Right. It's got 33,000 followers though.
Yeah. Got more than me. All my fake pages. It's great. Love it.
He's upset over the Slim Jesus comparison.
Yeah.
But yet, the Slim Jesus comparison has gotten him a whole bunch of
I was about to say, could have, you know, potentially gave him, you know, I'm not going to, you know, claim I made dude or anything crazy like that, but, you know, you saying that gave him some kind of shine, undeniably. It gave him some shine off it. So, you're welcome.
Bandz is someone I reached out to personally. But do you know how many white rappers have been hitting me up?
Probably boatloads. I know how many white rappers have been hitting me up. Man, I'm a white rapper from Ohio too. We need to collab. I'm like, that's why we need to collab.
The white rapper from Ohio is actually that's the tagline that I get more than anything else. I am a white rapper from Ohio. When can we schedule the interview?
Really? That's crazy.
So you get this also?
Yeah, I definitely get the offers.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know, personally, because I mean, I've never felt like that was something. Before the video blew up and stuff, you know, I was making music, you know, on the low end, like nobody really knew who I was and stuff, and I never expected, you know, anybody to give me a handout in any way, shape, or form. Like, I never expected somebody else got, you know, something going for them. Hey, you know, let me get some of your shine. Like, I always felt like I should build my own, you know, and it'll come when it comes. So, I don't know why everybody thinks, you know, they should get something just because, you know, I don't know.
You know what happened to rock and roll?
What?
Well, rock and roll was originally a black art form.
Oh, yeah.
When you look at like Chuck Berry and some of like the original artists, like in fact, the term rock and roll was a black slang for having sex.
Really?
Like, yo, baby, let's go rock and roll. Slang became so popular that it became the term for the music that the black artists, the certain type of black artists were playing at the time. Elvis Presley came in.
Yeah.
And literally stole a bunch of songs from a lot of these black artists. Mm-hmm. Sold, I believe he might have been the biggest selling artist ever. Like, I think internationally he sold more like back then they weren't really keeping track of record sales, but if you look at different authorities about this type of thing, people will say that Elvis Presley has outsold Michael Jackson.
Yeah, he definitely did numbers, I'm sure.
Did massive numbers. These days, when you see a black rock and roll artist, it's like, ooh, look, a black rock and roll artist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Lenny Kravitz, I remember when he first came out, people were like, oh, it's a black guy who's doing rock and roll. Mm-hmm. You know, or like, I remember a long time ago, like, you know, there's a group called Living Color. You know, it was a black rock and roll group, you know. Yeah, I interviewed Chris Webby. And Chris Webby, you know, we were talking about white rappers, and he said, yeah, man, I looked at the charts, the hip-hop charts the other day, and like 7 out of the 10 albums were white rappers.
Really?
Yeah, like Lil Dicky came out and did numbers.
Yeah?
Yeah, surprisingly enough. Like, not anything against Lil Dicky. I mean, he does comedy rap.
Yeah, he's
really.
got some funny songs. Like
the
one about the ex-boyfriend's funny.
Wap.
Yeah, he did the one with Rich Homie and Fetty.
He got a lot of features and stuff like that, but he was out selling like major artists out there.
Yeah.
You know, I think like G-Eazy has done, you know, some numbers and so forth. Can you imagine a time, I'm not talking about next year or even 5 years from now, but let's just say 20 years from now, when the majority of artists, of rappers, are going to be white, and it's going to be like, ooh, a black rapper?
I mean, I don't personally like imagine it really happening, but if it did, I mean, I don't think it'd be a positive thing if it did necessarily. Not that, you know, it'd be a negative, you know, thing over the rate, but I feel like if that the roots should definitely still be there. Like, no one should, like with the rock thing, no one should like, oh, a black art, like, you should realize the roots of, you know, where things came from. And, you know, rap is obviously, you know, undeniably, you know, a black art in the beginning, in the roots. So, and it still is, but majority.
Well, one of the things that we've discussed a lot on Vlad TV is, you know, with Lord Jamar. Hey, you know, are you familiar with Lord Jamar? And one of his stances is that white rappers are guests in the house of hip hop.
White rappers, you're coming to this almost as a guest, okay? Matter of fact, you are guests in the house of hip hop. Just because you have a hit record doesn't give you the right, as I feel, to voice your opinion.
Do you agree?
I don't necessarily feel like a guess, but I feel like it's definitely not like, it's definitely different. It's definitely, I can understand like the guess thing partially, but I don't fully feel like it's like, it has to be like that necessarily. I feel like I'm just, you know, another artist making music, you know, the way that I want to make music and stuff. I don't feel like it has to be a race issue necessarily, as long as you acknowledge, you know, the roots and, you know, respect the art.
I mean, be honest. Do you think, how many views has Drill Time gotten right now?
I think it's near like 14 million, I think.
Do you think you would have gotten 14 million views if you were black?
I mean, it probably, like, it couldn't have not. Like, there's a lot of stuff, like, being, I will no way deny that being a teenage white kid, you know, toting a bunch of guns, you know, waving around with red dots and stuff, yeah, it definitely drove, you know, that's what brought the picture to it, you know, that's what brought people looking at it like, oh, this is crazy. So, yeah, I mean, granted, if I wasn't, you know, if I wasn't white and if I was, you know, older or whatever, it would have definitely been much less spotlighted.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it definitely undeniably got some shine off me being a white kid, yeah.
There was a mutual friend in Dallas who had worked with Lonzo in some capacity as a DJ. And when the Boys in the Hood record started to get some action, this dude brought those guys to Dallas.
I ain't blow up because my shit look real and authentic. Not no fool, you know, foolery. Motherfuckers using CO2 guns and shit. Boy, nah, man, nah. Nah, it ain't like that.